guys that get a lot of credit is Steve Blackman from Muscular Development. I mean, those guys have done an extraordinary job for years and years and years to promote health, to promote fitness, to promote strength, to promote bodybuilding, powerlifting, weightlifting, and all of those kind of things. So the contributions they made is gigantic, and I hail them for that.
Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com with our coverage of the Arnold Classic weekend, brought to you by High-Tech Pharmaceuticals. Judging for the Men's Open just wrapped up here at the Battelle Ballroom, and I'm standing here with, of course, Giles Tiger Thomas and Goerge the Pro Maker Farah, because we need some expert opinions here. We just had a battle going on out there. So the first call out, not a lot of surprises. The big names we thought were the ones called out. So it was Lionel Baiki, Rolly Winkler, next was Steve Kuklo, Dexter Jackson, and of course, William Bonac. So I'm gonna start off with you, Goerge. First impressions when that group came out, who really stood out to you as this guy could probably win this thing?
I mean, you know, I'm probably a little biased because
you think?
I have three guys in the first call out. So it's you know, honestly, I was impressed with all of them because everybody kind of brought is pretty much their A game, you know what I mean? Yeah. There's a little flaw in everybody. Like Dexter, he looked amazing when he stood there, and some of his transition, I can see his stomach wasn't like, you know, and he did have some poisoning back a year ago, and his stomach has never been the same. Like he can't really control it right, and due to his stomach, because he's trying to focus on his stomach, so now he's not flexing other stuff, the legs and stuff, and he's getting really tired if you notice. Yeah. You know, Bonac looked good. It's not his best neither, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw Bonac a lot harder than that at the Olympia, you know what I'm saying? So these two, for sure, they're battling, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's apple and oranges. I like the way Dexter flow, you know, when, like if you put them next to each other, but I like the muscularity on Bonac, it's amazing, okay? Now we're moving to the outer. Cedric McMillan, honestly, I don't know why he was there, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm talking about top four. Okay. Okay? Yeah. Because I love Cedric. Cedric have one of the most beautiful physique. And I think the reason why he was called out because he was the ranking champion last year. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm being honest more than anything. Because Cedric is my friend, and I know if Cedric is on, if Cedric, he put everything in it, he can beat anybody. You know what I mean? I saw him beating Kai. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, that's why I'm like, you know, Cedric was a little off, okay? Yeah. Now we go to the other side when we have, you know, my man there, Rolly. And honestly, I mean, Rolly is not lacking anything except he have a little bit of film of water or whatever, because as soon as he got out, I was sitting next to Steve, and I told him, I said, Rolly's good, but he had that just tiny little film. If he got rid of it, let me tell you something. If he got rid of that roll of film, he still tonight can give everybody hell.
And there's time. There's a few
exactly,
hours
because everything is there. The size is there. Yeah. I mean, anybody you put next to Rolly, it looks like a little kid. Just like Cedric. Anybody you put next to Cedric looks like doesn't have the pretty physique, because Cedric have that beautiful flow physique, but he wasn't ready. In Rolly, he's just about like, I want to say 5 to 6%, you know, sharper. He'll give everybody hell. Now we go to the outside. Both my other guys, Steve Kuklo, probably this is the best he ever looked.
Yeah, I agree.
You gotta agree with me.
Yeah.
But Steve is still a little youngster. He still need a little maturity. Like from the front, honestly, he could beat everybody. We see his legs, everything. When he turned to the back, he still doesn't lack that nice, hard pop and detail in the back. You know, the hamstring, the glutes, everything's there. But from the waist up, it was just doesn't have that pop and things. You know what I'm saying? Lionel Baiki, I've been telling everybody, he's another client of mine. If this guy come in 100%, he will kill everybody. You know, I mean, by himself, he looked cartoonish. He looked, you know, like amazing. From the front, again, he looked amazing. Yeah. When he turned around, His upper back is good. He's the opposite from Steve. His lower is not that good. So he doesn't have the detail in the hamstring, no glutes detail. From the side, his hamstring is not great. So, I think the judges did an amazing job, overall. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Calling these guys, like I said, Cedric probably wasn't ready out of all the group, but still, his shape alone, his symmetry alone, probably, you got to force the judges to put him there. And plus, he's the ranking champion.
Now, how do you think he looked compared to last year when he won?
Oh my God, dude! You're talking apple and oranges. Last year he was right on the money, And the thing is, we see that with Cedric. Like sometimes he comes in amazing, don't get me wrong, he's still way better than Olympia though.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So but the problem is you're putting him next to guys, they're not slouch. So everybody's like I said, is a game. Yep. So that's why probably to me, remember, this is an opinion. Everybody have an opinion, Yeah. They're like, Clint Eastwood said, they're like ball, everybody have one and they all stink. So, but this is what I saw. Overall, the show was amazing. Even in the second call out, my God, I'm looking at all these guys. They're all in shape. It's not like they're not slouch and everything. But seriously, I think the judges, they nailed it right on the money. And right now, if I want to give it to anybody to win, will be Bonac Jackson.
Bonac Jackson. No, but if you had to pick one right now, I'm putting you on the spot. Who would you have win?
I gotta pick Dexter. He's my guy. It doesn't matter, what you say to me. But remember, this is opinion. Like me and Tony, we were sitting and talking about it. Like he loved how Bonac does his side chest. See, I don't like that. I like that nice, tight, like Arnold used to put his chest up. Yeah. I don't like this stuff. So everybody, like I said, it's an opinion though. Like I like Dexter in certain shots. And Bonac looks amazing in another shot. At the end, you got to leave it to the judges.
They're both amazing, obviously. Giles, I know you have an opinion. I know. You always pick the Euro, don't you? No. He's very biased. No, but really, when they walked out, Bonac, first impressions?
Bonac, first impressions wasn't good. When he was walking out by him, literally just walking out, his waist looked thick, and I thought, oh no, his waist is gone. But then he came to the front of the stage and he hit that frontal bicep, and the waist just went like that, and it just sucked in, and I was like, oh phew, okay. Because I was, with the I said this in the preview. I said I hope someone like Bonac doesn't end up kind of. Because if he ruins that V-taper, then he's kind of, especially being a shorter guy, then he's kind of going to start slipping. So I was really relieved when that happened. But Dexter came out. When I was thinking of Dexter, he's so good, and we've seen him so many times. Your eyes are looking for something to fault. So you really, and he is very hard to fault. His condition was good, but for me there was something going on in his quads. I didn't quite like. I don't know what it was. I don't know the color or the light. I don't know. But there was, for me, I felt like I was the critique. For me, was looking at his quads, but it's just and you know what it was with these guys? I felt like the tall guys were fading fast, and the short guys were getting better. Bonac, for me, I was like, Dexter, and then Bonac just went. He just he inflated. He kind of got better, and by the end, I was like, yeah, Bonac, absolutely 100%. But and Cedric, when he first came out, I was like, oh wow, he's done it. Because I was in San Marino, and for me, he was even better than in San Marino. He looked bigger, and with Cedric, it's the glutes and the hams, isn't it? He turned to the back, and it just. I've never seen his hamstrings like that before. His glutes and he did that Riddle bicep, and I heard people gasping, and I was like, wow, Yeah. But then by the end of it, I was like. I was like, he was moving from third down to almost sixth place, and I was like, he just fades really quick. The really big, tall guys, that tends to happen with. I've seen it happen with Rowley. I've seen it happen with Jay Cutler, Dennis Wolf. They come out strong and they seem to fade really, really fast. Now, for me, the one I was happiest with was Bayeki.
Yeah.
When he came out, I was like, that is. From the front, we're like, okay, by himself, he looks great. I thought he looked absolutely sensational, and I think people are criticizing him too much for this. Like George said, his back was fantastic. Yep. His glutes and his hams weren't that bad. They didn't look like they have looked like a real glaring weakness in the past, Yeah. But Bayeki, for me, this was a bit of a redemption for Bayeki, because I don't even remember him at the Olympia. We were at the Olympia. I can't remember. I saw him at the Arnold Europe, and nothing. But this, when he walked out and he started posing, for me, it's really burned into my brain. I'm so impressed with him. For me, the biggest disappointment has been Rowley.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just that frontal bicep. It just looks. It looks 15 pounds too heavy.
Yeah.
It just looks, and it's almost like the muscle's lean, but it looks spongy. It looks like there's like a soft look to it. And I know he kind of got better as the judging went on. And when he was doing his most musculars, and he was kind of filling out, and it was more things were popping and flickering. But for Rowley, I was expecting to be absolutely blown away by Rowley, and I just wasn't. But and another one that really impressed me as his all-time best was Steve Kuckler.
Yes.
Steve Kuckler, absolutely sensational. Yeah. I thought he was fantastic. I mean, he's been one of these guys who's, it was kind of like a second coming of Jay Cutler in it, but then he was going to the Olympia and he was getting 12th and 13th, and then he kind of faded away and he stopped competing, and I thought, that's it, he's done. So for him to make a comeback at this show, I was really impressed with him. I thought he just had I was looking along the lineup when they were stood in the back, and Biyeke and Kuckler really stood out because they're tall, wide structure. They were standing out really a lot for me. But do you want to know my placings?
I do. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's your top 5?
I think Bonac first.
Yep.
I think Dexter very close second.
Yep.
The thing is with Dexter, sometimes he always looks better at the night show. So whereas maybe Bonac has peaked. So that could easily go the other way now. Third place, I actually have Cedric.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I've got Cedric in third.
Wow. Okay.
Rowley, fourth. I wouldn't disagree if they put him fifth, but I think they're going to put him fourth.
Yeah.
I would probably have Kuklo, Biyeki in fifth. Kuklo sixth.
Okay. Fair enough. Because I mean, condition-wise, Kuklo had better condition from the back, but it's hard. Biyeki has that amazing shape, fullness, roundness. It's just an amazing physique. Let's just talk briefly about another couple guys, because everybody was looking forward to seeing Dennis Wolf in the comeback. It's been over 2 years. It's been almost 2.5 years since we've seen this guy. I didn't see the same Dennis Wolf. Upper body was down. I saw it mostly for me in his chest, arms, shoulders. Legs didn't look that bad. They were pretty close to what I remember. What did you think, George? Dennis Wolf.
First of all, I'm going to tell you what happened between me and Dennis. We saw each other. He hugged me, congratulated me on beating cancer, and I congratulate him on being back. Because a lot of people really didn't know what this poor guy went through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you need to remember, man, anytime you have some massive surgeries and stuff, they're going to put you on tons of cortisone and like anything that you can consider is the opposite of bodybuilding, they give it to you. I remember, I went to the hospital, I was like 197, I left 139.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really, so that's what happened with him. Now, let's go to condition. He's probably was one of the best conditioned guy up there, like when you look at his legs and stuff. But the problem is a lot of the stuff have deteriorated. Maybe he'll come back, but I think he need to give it a little more time.
Yeah.
It's like me going and after where I am now and try to compete in a year. It's not going to happen, I mean, I still have bags. So, I think he rushed a little bit, but to be back on the stage, I want to congratulate him.
Yeah, absolutely. Giles, I know, you sort of predicted all this. You said if he's not in shape, you hope people won't write him off, and you hope, people realize he just needs time. When he came out, were you impressed with what he has been able to accomplish in this short amount of time since his neck surgery, I believe it was?
Yes and no. Yes, no, it was exactly as I predicted. I knew he'd be in condition. I knew the upper body would be probably overtaken by his legs. But like I said, I see this as like a 3-step process. This is the first step. I mean, he could have played it safe and gone and done a smaller show and maybe won and then he's a pro show winner now. He's coming back. But I really respect the fact that he came to the Arnold Classic. But I mean, he didn't look happy. I mean, he was looking down at his wife when he didn't make second call out, and I really felt for him. I actually had to look away because it was quite painful. But it's like George said, he just needs more time, and I do have faith that he can do it. It's sometimes though. It's like the Dorians and Ronnies. Their minds were stronger than their bodies. Their body didn't sometimes do what they want. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. So with Dennis, the tanning problem as well. What's that all about? I mean,
he's had issues so many times with his color.
I bought buying his wife, him and his wife a drink at the 2012 Prague. I came up to her and I hugged her and I got a big triple vodka and Red Bull and I said, "You got the tan right." And I said, "Finally, you got the tan right." She says, "Oh my God, 2 days. I put like 8 coats on him." I said, "That's what you," and she says, "We know now that's what we need to do." Yeah. So I've just Dennis. I mean, he's probably not even going to make top 10 at this show, but maybe another 6 months but I mean, he's back. That's the main thing, and there's things that he can work with. And like I said, he turned up in condition at least.
Right. Another guy I'd like to talk about real quick, because this was an anticipated return to the Open for Hidetada Yamagishi. We've seen him as a 212 for a few years now, and I was never that impressed with him as a 212. I liked him better as an Open. I thought he had a fuller look, more pop, more roundness, and the condition was never lacking in the first place, but he had to suck down to 212. I don't think he was actually much heavier than 212 today, to be honest with you, but a different look for him. What did you think about Hide today?
I think, like, you nailed it. I think Hide, if he showed up like this at 212, he will beat a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He could have probably won the Arnold easy.
Yeah.
Just coming the way he looked today, Because me and Hide, we worked together for a long time. And he literally, So I can't say Hide was not conditioned or Hide is not full. Hide have everything. The only problem Hide didn't have, it's the wow factor, when like people, the problem is, like, we're talking about, man, these are the same guys who are at the top 10 at the Olympia, you know what I'm saying?
Top
so
5.
all of them, top 5. I mean, so this is why Hide got lost in the shuffle, you know what I'm saying? Condition was on, size was on, like you said, fullness, everything. I suggest you should go to 212, man, because he could have won this. He could have won this one, seriously.
And I think from talking to Milos, I think he is right around 212 anyway.
Yes.
I don't think the weight it's a different look, but somehow, like, why didn't you look like this as a 212? If you could have made the weight. Oh, well, who knows? Hide Yamagishi, Giles, what did you think of him today?
Yeah, really impressed. Steve asked me what I thought he weighed, and I said, 220? I'd be very surprised, actually, if he is 212, because, he's come into an Open show as a 212. But then so did Hadi at there was no 212, but even he came in at 212.
Yeah.
But, Hide, I just wanted Hide to come back, whatever his weight was, just looking his best. And he did that. He achieved that. And his condition was insane. There's a couple of things, like his lower lats. There's a bit of atrophy there from maybe just time, years training, battering the body. But, I can't wait to see him pose, because he's got a fantastic posing routine, and he is a beautiful physique. He's a great addition, and it's and it takes real guts. It's like Wolf coming back into this show. It's like Hide coming in back as into an Open and choosing not to do the 12. That takes real balls.
Yeah.
I've real respect him for that.
Yeah. So, we're not going to talk about everybody, but like we were saying, at a show of this level, when the lineup is this strong, there's some people look phenomenal and they just didn't get that first look. De La Rosa looked great. Justin Rodriguez looked great. Lucas Oslado was in great shape. Max Charles, Fred Smalls looked great. But you had 14 guys, and that's how it goes. There's only room at the top for a few guys, and everyone else has to kind of...
I really like Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that, because, like I said, I only seen a couple of pictures from the New York Pro, and he was 4th or 5th there, and you said he could have been as high as 2nd. I totally see that now. He's good. He's big. He's conditioned. He's got some freaky body parts. He did not look out of place out there.
Yeah, and when I had heard he put 25 pounds on from last year, I was thinking, I'm sure he blew out that little waist, but he didn't. He kept it. So, yeah, a show of this caliber, you can go down the line. Even the last place guy looked pretty dang good. So that's going to wrap it up for the judging. We're going to
ask you just one question.
Okay.
You didn't tell me what's your placing.
Oh, okay. I would go. I'm on the spot. I'm going to go Bonac, Dexter, Rowley, Cedric, Kuklo. That's my top 5. So who has to buy who a drink if they... we'll figure it out later.
Steve.
Okay.
Steve's going to buy his drink no matter what, because I only drink Fiji water.
Fiji water? It's all vodka right here. Give me the vodka.
Cool.
Okay, so the judging is all wrapped up. We're going to be back here in a few hours for the finals. We'll see how it all shakes out. So for now, we got to wait and see. MuscularDevelopment.com, our coverage of the Arnold Classic weekend, brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. This has been Ron Harris with Goerge Farah and Giles Thomas. Keep watching. Check out the webcast, the videos, the interviews, all kinds of content. You don't have to go to any other websites. Everything is under one roof, so check it out.